Bluebaggers, we're back with another review. This is a much more positive review compared to last week's game. Nath, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm great after that win.
Yeah,
Feeling great.
mate, bloody fantastic win. Absolute season-changing win, that. Really would have been absolute heartbreak if
Sure.
they took it from us. But yeah, well, I couldn't believe it, really. Before that game, I was just hoping a four-quarter effort, but getting out of Geelong with a win is absolutely unheard of from our club, especially over the last few decades. Breaking a lot of hoodoos. So we'll start off just talking about the overall game, each quarter, how we felt about each quarter. So talk about the first quarter. This has been a struggle for us over the last probably year or so since Tigi took the strings of the team, and it was fantastic, bloody fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, we came out of the blocks in the first 10 seconds, hits up Eddie Betts, bang, first goal, Eddie Betts. I mean, perfect start, honestly, perfect start, and then the goals just kept coming, and then they got that cheap goal. I think Williamson knocked him over or something. So they should have been goalless at quarter time, really, but that's all right. Our pressure was on from the very start. I think our tackling was just up. We actually looked hungry for the ball, completely opposite to last week's first quarter. So yeah, that was great to see.
Oh, it was fantastic. You could tell from the start we were really switched on. Not only physically but mentally. Everyone was there. Everyone wanted to get the ball. Everyone wanted to do their part, and definitely that first goal helped a lot. And started off a great game. So second quarter, second quarter is probably our best. Second or third, probably our best. We were all over them, really, absolutely killing them. Our ball use was amazing. For a while, we have not done that, and it's just hitting targets, taking marks. McGovern going to, Casbolt gives it to Betts, gives it, it gives you goosebumps just thinking about just imagine if there was a crowd there getting around the boys. But what was your take on that second quarter?
Yeah, that was a great backup. I'm pretty sure we won that quarter still. Geelong came back that quarter. They were much better in the second quarter, but we matched that. We played better than them in the second quarter. So yeah, that was great to see as well.
Yeah, so we were 4 goals up at quarter time, and then we extended that lead at half time to 9 goals, 5.59 to 4 goals, 6.30. So that's an absolute solid half, if you ask me, really. Couldn't fault that half. There was no particular player playing like shit. It was a team effort, and it was fantastic. Yeah. So we'll follow on to the third quarter. Great quarter again. Nothing really wrong with it. There's no negatives, really.
There's no negative. We played so good that third quarter. We honestly should have put them to bed that quarter. We missed a few easy set shots, like Jack Martin. I feel like when we were up by 42, if he kicked that goal, that probably would have been it. But that's all right. Still won. It's all right.
Yeah. Lucky our goal kicking was good.
Yeah.
For the entirety of the game. Last week, it killed us first. We didn't deserve last week. Last week was shit house.
Yeah.
But even if we kicked straight last week, we would have got the win. But goal kicking helps a lot. We did finish with 12 goals, 7, and Geelong 11 goals, 11. And, that could have really turned Doc's save on the line. And, it was a crazy last 5 minutes. It felt like it was 4 days it went for. It felt like it was going forever. Counting down the minutes, didn't know what was going on. Is it advantage? Is it play on? Is it a free kick? And then Gaz misses it. We'll talk about the last quarter now. That was the craziest. I don't even know what was going on there.
Like,
I don't know.
I knew it was coming. Like, I knew they were going to come back at some stage, and they left it till the last quarter. But we had control of that until probably like around the 11 minute mark, and then they just came hard. Like, they just took the game on, ran through the guts, just bombed it forward, like, did everything they could. And that last 5 minutes or so, I was shaking. Like, the amount of opportunities they had to take that with, like, kick more goals, like Gary Ablett, Brian Myers, the score review, like, it had it all. It really did had it all.
Yeah, I was just nervous because I know the boys deserved it. Like, and
Yeah,
in past years, we've had those games where we've dominated, like even the Hawthorn game last year, very similar, where we take control of
it
like
was.
probably a half or three quarters of the game, and the other team just slaughter us in the last quarter and win the game. But we held on. I do not know how we scraped that out. It would have been very, very disappointing if we lost that game.
Oh,
It
it
would have
would have
been
been.
heartbreaking. It would have, yeah. Oh, this video would be a
And the
very different mood.
radical,
Oh, what was he
yeah,
doing?
like, thanks, mate, but, like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah,
that was pretty, I think he was just trying to, like, I don't know. I think he might have thought, like, one of us would have touched it, but
yeah,
just knock it back in. But oh well, helped us.
yeah. Well, it saved us the win. So yeah, overall, really good game. Team wise, it was pretty even in the stats. Disposals around 250 each. Kicks. Yeah, we seem to kick more this week.
Yeah, we did. I
We weren't
like
really
that.
like fucking around the ball that much, and it really helped. You know, long inboard kicks, especially that. I reckon one key one was definitely McGovern's kick to Eddie, which then went to Gibbo as a great kick. Like,
Yeah, yeah, that
it,
was important. That goal.
yeah, really important. Well, now it's really important because it was our last goal of the fucking game. But yeah, it was a really good kick, and McGovern was solid. Handballs, we had less than them. Inside 50s around the same. They had 43 and we had 37. They would have had about almost half of it like that in the last quarter. They would have had 20 odd, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure.
Disposal efficiency, very, very solid, 70%. Our average is 68.6%, so a little improvement. Efficiency inside 50, 59%, same there. We actually ended up with more free kicks, which is very uncharacteristic of Carlton. Stoppages, what can I say? Hit outs, 44 to 22. Big Pitto, hats off to you, mate. Wasted 4 years at the Hawks. He's come down to Princess Park and put on a show.
In his prime, he is beasting. Like, I'm so happy with him. Like, he destroyed Stanley, I reckon, and then when they put Radical, it changed a bit. But for the most of that game, he was feeding it to our midfielders, which was very handy.
Oh, 100%. We were winning the clearances pretty heavily, like the first three quarters. But we ended up losing that by about 8. Wait, you there?
Yeah. Yeah, you there?
Yeah. No, just like it went really slow. Yeah, so
Yeah, cut out a bit.
30, 35 to 27, we lost by. It's not too bad when you think about it. We did dominate the clearances at the start. Centre clearances 12 to 11, pretty even. I want to see the actual stats before that last quarter and see the difference. And stoppage clearances around the same, 23 to 16. Not too bad. One key stat that really changed the game for us was the marks.
Yeah.
Really
Oh,
broke open
yeah.
the game.
We didn't drop anything.
Yeah,
That was so good watching.
Levi
Like,
Sticky
McGovern,
Fingers
Levi,
Casbolt
yeah.
took 9
Even
marks, and
McGovern,
yeah,
he took a ripper at that, like, I think
that
second
one.
quarter.
Yeah,
Like,
that one where
they
Sauce kicked
stuck.
it. No,
Yeah, they all
Walshy.
just stuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, it was
like,
great.
they didn't drop anything. Great to see.
It really helps us because we've got the tools in the forward line to be able to play that way. And we weren't blazing away either. Like, we were hitting our targets, kicking it out in front of Levi, taking marks, and hitting the right spot for the forward to take a good grab. Another stat was marks inside 50, 15 to 10. Our average is actually 11.7, which is not too bad, but 15 is fantastic. Contested marks 13. I reckon Casbolt would have had over 5 contested marks.
Oh, for sure. Let me have a look.
And
he had 9 marks himself.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he had a ripper, one of our best. Defensively, we were pretty solid. Tackle pressure, absolutely fantastic from the get-go. 55 to 49. We did lose it, but that's a good sign because less tackles mean you have the ball more. But we did average. Yeah. We do average 37 tackles a game, but we ended up with 49, which is great. And that's pretty much the stats of the game. But all those.
Yeah, Doc in the back line. Gee, he looks good. Like, he's just so clean. Like, he barely makes a mistake. Just hits the target every time, marks. And then even Jonesy, like, he did not make a mistake. He punched it every single time or marked it. Like, our back line was just impeccable that night.
Yeah, great vocabulary there, mate. So we'll move on to the player stats. We'll give our take on each individual player's game. It's very positive. It's looking very positive. No real negatives out of this game. So we'll go on order number. So we'll start with Jack Silvani. He's back for round 3, and I think Jack had an average game. He was not bad, but he was all right.
Yeah, I agree. He did a few good things. Like, he played all right. He didn't play bad, I'd say.
Yeah,
I agree.
It would have been massive if he kicked that goal in the last quarter. That would have really broken the Cats. That really would have killed him off. He had his 9 disposals. He was all right. A few stints in the middle, but getting back this week, back to full fitness and back to normal Jack. We'll go to the next player, Mark Murphy. He played in a very different position. Different positions this game. He started off a half back, Tiki was saying, which is very uncharacteristic for Murph.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And he only ended up with 11 disposals compared to the 24 he had last week. But I felt like he had a solid game. He did not do anything wrong.
Yeah, I agree. Like, when he started off half back, as soon as the ball bounced, he just ran straight in, and then he got the ball and kicked it to Eddie at the start. But yeah, Murphy was great. Hit the scoreboard a few times. He didn't miss a target. He was great for us, I think.
Yeah, really, really, really good. Really good, solid Mark Murphy game. So next one is Samo. I think he was probably one of our worst. He was solid. He wasn't bad, but he just didn't get enough of the ball, I don't think, Samo.
Yeah, 9 disposals. I mean, he looked good with it, but he didn't get a whole lot of it. It would have been nice to see him just get from like 15 plus disposals, just getting into it a bit more. But I feel he played all right for us. Probably average game on his behalf, I'd say.
Yeah, 100%. Next is Cade Simpson. So I think Simo had a solid game down there. He's doing pretty well for a little fella. Been around the block a few times. Yeah. He's the old fella of the team. Him and Eddie, Murph even. But he was solid.
Yeah, totally agree with that one.
Next one, Cripper, the man, the myth. You did call him to have a big one.
B.O.G.
B.O.G. Oh, yeah. Hey, that's a tough one. I don't know. Yeah. I think he was fantastic, Cripper. Really led from the front, dominated. couldn't really fault his game. Kicked straight, kicked 2 goals, 24 posies, 12 clearances. That is unheard of. That is just absolutely fantastic. I don't think, he
Yeah.
had, how many clearances did we end up with?
Mind
We had 27
Yeah.
clearances. He had 12 of them. So that is
you, yeah.
fantastic.
And like, keep in mind, 16-minute quarters. Like, that's unbelievable what he's doing in 16-minute quarters.
Yeah, 100%. The good thing is though that that win wasn't just because he played well. Like he had a fantastic game. Like mark my words. But when we're not always talking about him, like thank God Cripper played well. You know, it's good
Yeah.
to see other blokes helping him out, and it
Yeah.
was a
Great
whole team effort. Mm.
Yeah.
Move on to Harry, and it's a really frustrating topic. I think he was solid. I think he was all right. He was all right. He was one of our
Kick
worst, but
straight, Harry.
yeah. I think
Like,
it was
does
one
my
goal, two. Some of the shots he was taking, it was just like the first one at the check side
yeah.
from 40 out. Like, what are you doing,
I
mate?
like
Just kick a drop punt.
I like
You're a
the
full forward.
not at the
Yeah.
start of the game like that. Don't start your game off with the behind, getting your confidence down. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, just needs to kick straight. Like he's getting the opportunities each week. He just can't seem to kick straight.
Yeah.
That's
Even
my
hit.
concern.
Yeah, 100%. He's a bit 50-50 kicking, isn't he? Like, he kicks one
Yeah,
and
he's got
then, he's
bang
just not.
like on the yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he needs to really pick it up. We can't really drop him. You got to keep playing him. He's only played
Yeah.
36 odd games. Big fella. They usually take a while to, hit their peak.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be all right for us. Just he's got to get on the move more. He looks a bit, I don't know, he looks a bit frozen sometimes there up forward. And his decision
Yeah, I
making
agree
was a
with
bit
that.
off, especially that kick he went in the last quarter when he went inside 50. He went really shallow. He should have got it in deep to McGovern in the
Yeah,
goal
I saw
square.
that.
And even if Gov didn't take that mark, at least it's down there deep. Because when he turned that over, Geelong went straight down the guts, kicked a goal. So yeah, really shows Harry that turnovers from forward line can really hurt hurt and lead to a goal.
Yeah.
So I'll move on to Mitch McGovern. I think he was great, the Gov.
Good response from him after getting a bit of attention around him in the media last week. His first 2 quarters were great. I mean, he didn't drop a mark, kicked straight. Um, does what we wanted him to do. He did what we wanted him to do. But after half time, it dropped off a bit, but that was all right. He still got into it a bit, but yeah, I think he played a very solid game for us.
Yeah, he only had the 5 disposals, but Mitch McGovern, he's brought in for the big moments, and that big goal in that first quarter was huge.
Yeah,
Really, just continue our momentum throughout the first quarter. Kicked about 4 straight, so bloody fantastic to watch. We'll move on to Jonesy, Liam Jones. Solid game down back. Really didn't do much wrong. Probably wasn't our best defender, but he was solid as a rock, Jonesy, just like usual.
yeah, 100% agree with that. Solid as a rock.
Yeah, so we'll move on to Sam Doherty, our co-captain. Absolutely fantastic game from Doc. He's the bloke we need to be composed, and we missed that last year, especially kicking out from fullback. Oh, his delivery is fantastic.
He's a great kick. Like, I'm so happy with him kicking from fullback. Like, I was thinking, like, gee, last year, like, we missed him so much last year. Like, even Simo kicking fullback, like, Simo can't kick 50 plus meters like Doc can. Like, Doc can roost it. He can hit someone up if we need. Like, he's just our, what's the word? He's just a superhero down back. Does whatever we need.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a solid game from Doc. Nothing really much else to say. 23
Yeah.
disposals, 19 kicks. Absolutely solid game, really. Move on to Walshy. So I think Walshy was pretty good. He only had his 12, but he didn't need to have a massive game. And well, while he's playing good, he's still got room for improvement. And that's a good sign for a good player like Walshy.
Yeah, not much else to say about that. He played a solid game, not his best, but like you said, plenty of improvement for him to do, I reckon.
Yeah, mate. So move on to, well, this is my BOG right here. Eddie Betts. A bit of a voice crack there. Sorry, viewers. Um, yeah, Eddie Betts, BOG in my books.
Yeah,
Like stats wise, he had his 12, but he was so influential. He had about five, I don't know, it was like seven
yeah.
score involvements or
Like
something.
just his goal sense, like his goal assist, like that kick he did to Murph on his left, 50 meters on his
Oh,
left.
mate. I reckon that's the
That
best kick
was
of the game.
that was like for sure, and like even that one to Cripps, like when he was selling the candy, just set it up for Cripps beautifully.
Yeah.
Twice actually, Cripps,
Yeah.
and the
Oh,
two goals, and that,
that first one was fantastic.
yeah,
How did he split the middle of those blokes? Oh, gee, that is a hard kick, especially at that level. Like seriously.
yeah, and then
But
that, of course, the goal, the game-saving tackle, the cold
oh
game, Eddie Betts cold game, Eddie Betts cold game.
yeah, oh mate, absolutely fantastic.
What a,
He just kept going. He kicked it up forward. He was pushing around the old fella, but he got his
yeah,
tackle, won us the game. Then he got it
yeah.
back. He was just all over the place in that last minute, and
I wish
yeah,
he did that at the end. I wish he did that. That would have
yeah,
been too good if he.
but
That's alright.
yeah, it was fantastic. Nothing wrong. 10 out of 10 performance from Eddie. Was absolutely fantastic. So we'll move on to Lockie Plowman. I feel like he had a good first half. Um, he was a
Um,
bit. He was frustrating that second half. Just some of the decisions he's making, but that first quarter, like if you watch that over again, like he was solid as a rock, taking marks,
yeah,
punching off. It was great defending.
yeah, and that's what we need from him. Just being solid, like just being a solid defender for us each week. And yeah, he did that in the first half, but dropped off a bit. But it's alright. He'll bounce back next week.
Yeah, there was some decisions he was making where he went to go to the boundary when he was like 20 metres out and didn't make the boundary, and then Hawkins does a stupid snap and goes over to fucking Harry Taylor and they kick a goal, which I don't know how they got a goal out
Yeah,
of that, but it was just decision making from him. Jack Martin, definitely in our top five players. Silky as hell.
yep.
He is fantastic, Jackie Martin.
He's
Love to watch him play. The raw speed, the raw talent. He is an
he's
absolute
so
steal.
smooth. And I love the fact that he's been pushed into centre bounce. Like, I think they put Murph on halfback and then Martin in. Like, he just looked so good in the centre bounce. Just like, he read the ball so well off Pitnet, and just his silkiness, just unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, he had 18 touches, 3 clearances. That's solid as. Would have been great to top that off with a goal. But no, it was great performance. Like his pace, his ball use is fantastic as well. We got him for nothing. Um, but yeah, imagine if Gold Coast still had him. Oh, seriously, that'd be a very, very good side. And they still are a good side at the Gold Coast. Um, so I'll move on to Weeders. Solid game again. Oh, mate. I
Yeah,
think
all
he
bound.
he was a bit tired near that in that last bit. Looked like he was running on a treadmill. Um,
Yeah, he was.
wasn't running very fast, a big heavy fella. But lockdown
Yeah,
Hawkins. I think Hawkins. Did he have a kick in the first? I think he might have had. I don't think he had a kick in the first half.
yeah. He just got those, just a couple cheap goals off some little cheap kicks off Wiedering, but yeah, if Wiedering was just like he is the next Alex Rance. I reckon, like by next year, he's going to be known as the best fullback in the game. He is a lockdown defender. On any big full forward, he will lock them down.
Yeah, I think he's great, Weeders. And he's still got his touches as well. He had a... No, I was reading that wrong. I thought he had 12 handballs for a second. But, yeah, he had 12 disposals. He actually had a goal assist off Levi's first one, I think. So it's still good he's pushing up the ground and using his good disposal to get us goals as well.
Yep.
Big Pitto up next. Great game for the big fella. We can't ask really much more from him. Really, like first game last week, he was our best, probably one of our best. And yeah, really great game. 36 hit-outs, 9 posies, and it's only his like 7th game or something, 6th game.
Yeah, it's really great what he's doing like at the moment. But I got a question for you. If Pitto keeps this up and improves, is it going to be that easy to let Cruiser just slide in, or do you reckon? Like, what do you reckon will happen there?
Yeah, this is a question I was talking about with the family actually. The other night. It's tough, but wow, it'd be really tough. But it is Cruiser. Remember, he's a good ruck.
Like, do you reckon we could play both? Like,
No,
one.
No way.
You know,
There's no Pitto cannot play any other position than the ruck.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he can go.
Like, there's no room for Cruiser in the forward line or even the back line. Like,
yeah, you're either going to play one or the other.
Like, yeah, like I reckon if Pitto keeps this up and improves, I don't see Cruiser taking his spot.
I just think, it's tough because he's played fantastic. The thing about Pitto is, I think, well, near the end of the game, he just runs out of gas a bit. He's a big boy. Cruiser's very, very. He's got a big tank, and it's going to be tough. But either's great. If Cruiser finishes up this season and Pitto's the one to take his spot, because you can even play a TDK up forward as well. So it's going to be tough for him to crack into the lineup. But great game from the big Pitto.
Yep. 100%.
So next is David Cunningham. Same as last week. Not enough of the ball, David. Not enough of the ball. Does well when he has the ball. Doesn't make mistakes.
He does. Like, he just obviously, like you said, he just doesn't get the ball enough. Like, he's clean. He doesn't make a mistake. He never misses goals. He is a dead-eye. Like, he just needs to get in the right positions. I think a bit more. Like I don't know. Like, I just wanted to see him hitting the scoreboard a bit more because, like, he's a weapon up forward. He's an absolute weapon.
Yeah, 100%. Wouldn't mind him seeing him run through the middle. Bit of a Gibbo role as well. I'll talk about him later on the video. So talk about Tom Williamson, Willow, someone who's calling me, and he's annoying me. Tom Williamson. I think he's great. Really provided grunt off half back. It's going to be an interesting one when blokes get fit again, especially start of next year when Newman's back. And I think Willow's definitely in our best 22.
Yeah. I think he just gets in. Like, he was good for us. I think, like, provided some energy, some spark off half back, which I enjoyed watching. I think he didn't really make a mistake. I don't think. He played well. I think for his first game back. Looking forward to seeing him.
I loved him when he first started as well. I just like the way he played, left footer, great kick.
Yeah, 16.
He has a bit of height on him as well. He's not short. Got a bit of size. But, I think he'll definitely be a regular in the 22. We'll move on to your man, the big Jackie Nunes. I think he was. I think he was all right, Newsy. I think he was all right.
Yeah, played his role. He played his role. I think if he can keep that up, he's a solid guy for us. I just like the way he rolls. I just like it. Like got a good boot on him. He's a good runner. He's just a good winger for us. He's just a top winger.
Yeah, he was much better than last week. He had his 8 touches, which is all right. But yeah, it's more of his grunts. We need him to lay tackles. He laid 3 tackles. Especially there was a few big ones he made in that third quarter. I think in the middle of the ground. If I'm
Yeah,
wrong, I'm
yeah,
not sure. But yeah, I think he was good. He was good. He played his winger role and
yeah.
can't really ask much more. Ed Kerno, I think Ed was pretty good, pretty solid. I
Good.
think he was tagging Danger, was he, or Selwood maybe?
That was funny watching that. Like he was annoying the heck out of Selwood. Like I was keeping an eye on that. Selwood just kept getting, oh, get off me, having a sook as usual to the umpires. Um, Ed played well, good as just completely. He didn't really. Oh,
Okay, go.
all right. So, yeah, Ed Keno tagged Selwood in that. Started off tagging him, and Selwood was just complaining the whole time to the umpires. So having a look, just complaining, get off me, all that stuff. But yeah, he was like a pest to Selwood, which I love to see. Yeah, he just played his role week in, week out. He's super consistent for us. Yeah, not much else to say.
Yeah, I think Ed Kerno was great. Played his role, as so did Newsy. Still got his 14 touches, few clearances. Yeah, it was a great game from him. Move on to Michael Gibbons. Michael Gibbons in the middle, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have to apologise to Michael Gibbons because a few weeks ago I said I'd pick Fisher over Gibbons.
Yeah.
That has changed. I've changed my mind. Gibbons over Fisher now. If we had to pick,
Oh,
but
wow.
yeah, Gibbons was. I really do love him. Like he's a good forward for us, and he's just he's just a top midfielder as well. Like he didn't really get the chance last year, but he's really showing us that he can play in the midfield if we need him to.
Yeah, and I didn't really know why we didn't play him through the midfield last year. He's a 3-time VFL League BNF, and he was a midfielder. He was dominating for those years he was in the VFL, and luckily we picked him up. Thank bloody fuck we picked him up because he's an absolute bargain. Get him the contract now because we really need him. 18 disposals, had a couple clearances. I know one clearance, which is all right.
Snag the goal.
And yeah, snagged a goal and set up a few goals. He had his time. He had the poise to hit targets. He didn't rush. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he was just a good ball user. I think the same as last week. He was pretty solid with his ball use. But yeah, it was a great game. Definitely in our top 5. I think I've almost said more than 5 players for our top 5. But yeah, move on to Big Levi, Big Sticky Fingers Casbolt. Mate,
He's in the top 5.
he's brought back his form he had last year,
The ball,
and
the ball back.
what a game he had! Like, he's just taking grabs. There's nothing better than watching a forward take grabs. Like, none of this crappy
Just
shit coming off the ground, taking marks. It's just bloody fantastic to watch.
playing some big tackles, just clunking them, and he's kicking straight. 2 goals straight. Like I think everyone's just so happy for Levi. Like he's had his struggles and all that, but he's really at the peak of his career right now. I'd say.
Yeah, 100%. We almost kept him for too long at one point, really. Like, he's probably lucky
Yeah.
we were shit house. Otherwise, he would have got the boot. But yeah, he's been great, Casbolt. His kicking's been good the last 2 years. I think there was a stat where his like goal kicking average is really, really good now. I think it's 135 goal, like set shot, 135 goals and 99 behinds. And I think it was negative a few years ago. Like he had more behinds than goals, which is fantastic. He's got a big boot on him. Like he can take it out from about 50 and kick a goal. That's why I love him. He's probably one of our most important players, if not the most important player. So we'll move on to Big Setterfield. I called him to be dropped last week, and I don't think he had a great game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he played good, but I've got a question for you. Would you drop Setterfield for Fisher this week? Binger. Like, would you drop Setterfield this week, regardless of the person?
If I wouldn't swap him with Fisher. I would probably swap him with a Kennedy if we were going to drop him.
Yeah, it's a good call.
I just don't think he does enough. He really, really frustrates me. He did pretty well defensively, actually. Had his 6 tackles, which was our highest from the team, which was good. Yeah, I think he was playing off half back and stuff a few times there late in the game. But he just needs to get a bit more of the pill and put on a bit of size and add a bit more grunt to his game because he looks like a bit of a space kid at times.
Yeah, it looks a bit weird with the short hair, I reckon. Just grow it back.
Yeah. But remember, he's been through quite a bit. Like, he was at the Giants, was injured for most of that time and did his ACL before coming to the Blues, and was pretty much just chucked straight into the lineup to in a young side. So without playing many games, he's only played under 30 games, which is pretty ridiculous when you think about it.
It is actually.
But yeah, only way is up for him, and I hope to God that he does, because he's going to be the bully boy, I reckon, of the Carlton, fans,
So much.
Bryce Gibbs types. But that's absolutely fantastic game. One to remember, absolutely one to remember for future years. Hopefully, we have a game this week. If so, we'll be doing a preview. Well, I've heard that the Conor McKenna, I was about to say call him Conor McGregor, Conor McKenna, the test might be negative. So,
yeah, but it would, like, they're saying that since McKenna was training with the back line, like, they all might have to not play, and then, like, they'll play all their crap players from the VFL. How good would that be? 80 bets on some guy.
I'm still a bit 50-50 though about that, because I would rather just verse them full strength, because I don't want any excuse. I don't want to
complain. I would like us to beat them full strength.
Yeah.
Like what you said.
I think they're testing him. We'll know by tomorrow, so we'll be doing a preview video, knowing who is in and out. I don't know. It's going to be tough, but they reckon the footy's going ahead, so it should be fine. Worst comes to worst, just kick Essendon out of the comp and we'll be all right. But, good video, great game, fantastic game. I've watched the game a couple times over. Remembering the great night that was Saturday night, full of emotion, full of complete roller coaster, really. Well, that last quarter was a blur, really. I don't really remember what was going on. People,
honestly, heart attack.
Yeah, so.
Oh, and fun fact I saw today, Carlton is the only team to be leading for the whole game against Geelong at Cardinia Park
since
since
2003.
2003. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's solid. But yeah, they have like an 87% win ratio, as I said in the preview video. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was a really good game. Last time we beat them was 96, but I reckon that's a bullshit fucking thing because like we only versed
Yeah.
them four times since 1996. So and we haven't been great since then. So, but good to break the hoodoo. And by the way, I got my big call right, which was get Carlton to win the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should have a big call tally, I reckon. Just for the
Yeah.
shits and gigs. We'll get that sorted. Yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. Smash the like button. Subscribe for more content. Follow the Instagram, Facebook pages. There's always updates, always designs, always everything going on. We're doing live streams as well whenever we have the time. And yeah, comment your opinion on the game. And hope to see you guys for the preview video.
Yep.